Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems for GMAT out of this book here, the GMAT Review, the official guide. If you do not have this book, buy it immediately. You will find it at mba.com. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 170, problem solving number 135. Let's see what it is. It's important that you have the book in front of you, otherwise you will not follow it. It says the diagram above shows various paths along which a mouse can travel from point X, where it is released, to point Y, where it is rewarded with a food pellet. The question simply is, how many different paths from X to Y can the mouse take if it goes directly from X to Y without retracting at any point along the path? It's a mouthful. So let's draw a diagram. So here's your X. That's all it is. This is where you're going to release the mouse, and the mouse is going to be rewarded with, I guess, some cheese over there, some food pellet over there at Y. The question simply is, how many different paths can he take? Let's find out. Okay. To make it easier for us to speak, I'm just going to give this path name. Let's call this path A and B. Let's call this P and Q, and let's call this thing X, Y, and Z, so that I can talk about them easily. It's a very simple, very straightforward problem. If the mouse is released here, how many? Of course, here there is only one way. Once he reaches this point here, how many different ways can he go? Either path A or path B, two different ways. When he reaches this point, it's going to continue along this path. Once it reaches here, it again has to make a decision. How many different ways can it go? P or Q? Two different ways. And then it's going to continue. And once it reaches here, it's going to continue along this path. When it reaches to this point, it again has choices, three choices. It can either go along path X, path Y, or path Z. Three different ways. Let me put it in the bottom so you can see here. That's all it is. This is how many choices he has. 2 times 2 times 3. Why do I multiply these these figures and why not add them? You have to multiply them because let's think in terms of well, actually 2 by 2 is not going to drive the point home. He has 12 choices. Now, the question does not require it, but if it makes it easier for you to see, I'm going to enumerate them. Let's start with A. If you start with A, you have AP, AQ. That tells you all the way up to here. And then at that point you have 3 more choices, X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z. So basically you have APX, APY, APZ. Those are 3. AQY, AQX, AQY, and AQZ. That's when had the mouse started his journey at path A. What if he started his journey with path B? It would be same exact thing with the same exact scenario. Instead of A, you would have B. That's all. He would start at B, and he would go either P or Q. Exact same thing. Exact same thing. Repeat it again 6 times. X, Y, Z. X, Y, Z. There you go. There are your 12 choices. 12 different possible paths. Even though the question does not require us to enumerate the paths, I did it just so you can see why it is 12. Why we need to multiply them as opposed to simply adding the figures. I hope 7 is not one of the answer choices. What am I thinking? Of course 7 is there. Why wouldn't it be there? That's the classic sucker answer. People sitting there adding the numbers here. I don't know what they're thinking. But anyway, you have to multiply them. 2 times 2 times 3. There are 12 paths. You see, there are 6 up here, 6 up here. If he starts with B, BP, and B, if he goes B, it takes him all the way up here, then he goes to P, it takes him all the way here, and then he has 3 more choices. BPX, BPY, BPZ, or BQX, BQY, BQZ. These are the 12 possible choices. That's all. It's quite straightforward and simple. I hope you understood it. I hope you found it helpful. Listen, if you wish to buy the DVDs of the math problems that I have put together for GMAT, or if you wish to hire me for personal private tutoring, I am located in the state of Connecticut. Go to my website in either case and send me an email. The website address is www.prepforgmat.com. Send me an email and we'll talk. Alright? Thanks.